What do you do when someone's experience of you doesn't match your intention? Whew, if you are anything like me, you very quickly jump into explanation. You clarify, you walk them through what you actually meant, what you were actually trying to do, why it wasn't what they thought it was. You work hard to make sure they understand your point of view. Okay, so this is something I have noticed in myself, particularly recently through some tough moments with my partner. And here is what I am noticing. Every time I do this, every time I rush to explain my intention, I inadvertently diminish his experience. Because what I'm really saying underneath all that explaining is your experience isn't quite right. Let me correct it for you. And he ends up feeling frustrated, unseen. Of course he would. So I'm so glad I am recognizing this, and I have been intentional about pausing, letting him experience whatever he is going to experience as a completely separate human being with different wiring and different ways of seeing the world. And so I am celebrating those things that I have managed not to say. So when I came across this Meg Rossoff quote, I literally laughed out loud. She said, "I don't get nearly enough credit in life for the things I manage not to say. Isn't that right?" So let's celebrate what we choose not to say. And also celebrate our people and our choosing not to say anything, our people getting to have their experience, feeling seen, learning through that, being in it with them. Yeah, there is real leadership in the pause, in the silence, in choosing not to fill the space with your own perspective, when what that moment actually needs is for your person, someone, whomever you are talking with, to just feel heard. And this is what I am learning as I lean into this growth point. When someone tells you their experience of you, of a situation, of something that happened, the most powerful thing that you can offer is simply your presence. It is the willingness to let their experience be their experience without rushing to reshape it into something more comfortable for you. That is for me. I have no doubt there's some things in there that land for you also, but that is for me. I am learning to let their experience be their experience without rushing to reshape it into something that I'm comfortable with. And you guys, it is really hard. And you know why it's so hard? Because trust me, I have peeled back these layers. I am really working on this. The reason it's so hard is because when the intention behind my action is so different than their experience. And when you care about how you're perceived, especially when everything in you wants to say, but that's not what I meant. Because the gap between what you intended and how it landed, it feels unfair. It feels uncomfortable. And I just want to close it. I just want them to see me for what I meant. But closing it by explaining doesn't actually close it. What I've noticed is it adds another layer, another thing for the other person to process on top of already feeling unseen. So it probably feels like out of nowhere and like, what in the world? It adds an unnecessary layer. What closes the moment is staying in it, listening, letting them finish, nodding, saying, "I hear you. Thank you for telling me that. I can understand how that would be hard given your experience." And then being quiet. That's the thing you manage not to say. The explanation, the defensiveness, the gentle correction. And managing not to say it, choosing presence over self-protection, that is one of the most sophisticated leadership skills there is, which is why I'm latching onto it right now to grow, to be a better leader, to show up with a lot of love and care, because I do love and care. So here's the leadership reflection for today. Think about the last time someone's experience of you didn't match your intention. What did you do? Did you explain? Or did you stay with them in their experience? And what would it look like to give yourself credit, real credit, for the things you manage not to say? The pause is powerful. The silence is a gift. And sometimes the most important leadership move you can make is the one you choose not to make. What a great way to take care of yourself and ultimately each other.